Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. This is our last week of quarter one. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're actually here. You know, it's been so many weeks, but it's exciting to know that quarter one is about to be finished in a bit. So for this week, since this is our last week, I just have one assignment. It's a pretty big assignment, but it's just one assignment. Hopefully, if you do it like every single day, it won't be too overwhelming. But this it's gonna be a quarter one project. And this project will basically just wrap up everything you've learned into just one pretty bow, okay, into one assignment. And so the way I'm going to break down this week with the Zoom sessions are as follows. So if we go to our assignments of the week are located in our virtual hotel. If you click on the assignments of the week, so that's where I'm at. Now, for today, I'll be going over what the core project one project is and the different ways you can submit them. That's what we'll be doing today. Okay, if you're watching this, obviously you're watching this asynchronously, you're watching this right now. On Tuesday, tomorrow, I'll be going over what articles you can search for, current events, and how it can relate to physics. So the project involves you searching for a current event happening in the world right now. So I'll help you how to find the perfect article for you. Okay, so that'll be tomorrow. On Wednesday, I'll have early office hours. I usually have office hours on Thursdays, but this week I'll have it on Wednesdays. In case you have any questions that you would like to ask me, instead of waiting on Thursday, I'll do them on that Wednesday. Okay, so it'll be office hours for you to come and ask questions. And then Thursday is reserved for. There's 4 ways of submitting the assignment. One of those ways is having a one-on-one Zoom meeting presentation with me. So if you choose that option, I will reserve Thursday for that space for the students, for the scholars to have the one-on-one Zoom meeting with me. So if you don't choose this option, then you do not have to show up to Thursday's Zoom sessions that day, okay? It is not mandatory for that day. Well, it's never mandatory, but you don't have to show up on Thursday. It's only for the ones who decide to make the option of the one-on-one Zoom meeting with me, okay? So that's how I'm gonna break out the weeks for the Zoom sessions, okay? Now, Okay, let us actually go over what the project is, right? So I would like for you to go to your Google Classroom, okay? So you're on my physics page. Go to classwork, and you should see a topic titled Quarter One Project, okay? Just like this, okay? Awesome. So the very first thing I want you to click on, the one that says instructions on quarter one project. Okay. So click on the one that says instructions on quarter one project. It's going to show a little, it's going to say read the instructions on quarter one project. Remember, you only need to submit it one of the ways I mentioned, not all of them. So let's click on that Google Doc. And it's going to take us to obviously a Google Doc with the instructions. Now, it's a lot of instructions, so definitely take some time to read it. I'm gonna go over it, obviously, but if you want to pause me, you can. But let's go over it, okay? Let's go over it. Awesome, it's good to know that you guys are able to access it. Okay, so the purpose of this project is right here. It says the purpose is to encourage you to connect what we're learning about in our physics class to the bigger picture. Okay, so it's a project where you have to basically connect what we've been learning into what's happening in the world right now. This is your task. It says right here, you have to find a current event related to the units covered during quarter one. So a current event means anything happening in the world right now that's related to science, to the environment, to a new discovery, to technology, anything going on in the world that's related to what we've been going over. That's what you have to find based on an article a current event that you would like to write about. It could be anything. It just has to be related to what we've been going over in quarter one. Okay. The news article can come from a magazine, a newspaper, an internet site. Some sites you can use can be like the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN online. It could be any of these sources. So you can pretty much be anything you want. The only thing I don't want you to use, I do not want you to use Wikipedia, because anyone can go in there and change the facts of Wikipedia. So please don't use Wikipedia. It's not really a great source to use. It has a really great information, but as far as valid sources, it's not that great. So please don't use Wikipedia. You can use anything else, just do not use Wikipedia, please. Units we have covered so far, just to give you an insight of what you can go over the Q1 project. Unit 0, we went over measurements and units. We went over CER statements, data representation, and unit conversions. Okay, on unit 0. On unit 1, we went over energy, units for energy, the law of conservation of energy, systems and surroundings, open, closed, isolated system, kinetic potential, total and gravitational potential energy, everything having to do with energy. And unit 2, we just went over last week, we're going over kinematics, the study of motion, and scalar and vectors and resulting vectors. So here's an idea, a little list of all the things we've gone over. You have to choose just one of them, or you can choose multiple, it's up to you, but it has to be a current event related to some of the things that we have gone over. Okay, awesome. So that's what we have so far. If you keep scrolling down, I made like a little beautiful little box, a little green box that says websites you can use to help you. You can use Science News, Science Daily, New York Times, Popular Science, the American Association for the Advancement of Science, or Newsella. You can use any of these websites, and you can use other websites. Just don't use Wikipedia. Do not use Wikipedia. As you can see, it does not want you to use Wikipedia, please. But these are some examples of some sites you can use. However, you do not need to use them. You can use anything in the internet that's pretty factual. Okay. Now, tomorrow on Tuesday, I will go over how you can find the correct article for your project. But for right now, I'm just going to go over the actual project. Okay. So tomorrow we'll go over how to find the perfect article for you. Okay. Oh, it seems like we do have a question. I do get you. I have a question right there. Let me go over that and see if it answers your question. One of the questions was, what exactly are we doing? Like, how are things related to what we learned, but like how? I'll go over that for you, okay? Don't worry. I have some examples of it as well. So criteria. This is how I want your criteria to look. The project has to look like this. It has to include your name, date, and class period on it. So it has to have your name, the date that you do it, and the class period that you're on. So whether second, third, fourth, fifth, or eighth period. You have to have a summary of the current event article. So you have to read the entire article and then summarize for me in your own words what the article was about. So a good summary should include who did what, where it occurred, when it happened, all the good stuff in order to summarize the project, okay? As you can see, and I bolded it in blue, I want to know what you learned from reading this article. If you're using someone else's words, you must put them in quotes. So, use proper quotations. And this section should be at least 8 sentences. So it should be the biggest chunk of your project. So your student information, name, date, and class period, and the summary of a current event article. So once you choose your article, I want you to summarize it in your own words, okay? Additionally, definitions. I want you to at least 2 important scientific terms listed in the article. If there are 2 scientific terms, I would like for you to at least define them. So at least choose 2 of them and define them for us, just so I know that you're vast with some vocabulary words in there. So definitely mention at least 2 vocabulary words in that article that's related to science or a scientific term in any way, okay? I also want you to include the importance of it, why the current event is important. So why did you choose this current event? How does it help you or society? Why did you choose this specific event, current event? Why did you choose it? And like I said, I have some examples. We'll go over that in a bit. The other criteria I want you to do is the relationship to physics. How is this related to physics? If you're choosing a project about global warming, it could be related to energy. How is that related to energy? If you're choosing a project about a new GPS system that's related to kinematics and vectors, tell me how it's related to physics. Tell me how it's related to the stuff we have gone over, okay? Citation, I will also want you to cite your website. So there's different ways you can cite them. If you're not sure how to cite in MLA format, you can use this website and it'll take you on how to properly cite it. Or even easier, if you go to this website right here and you copy and paste the website of it, it will automatically create a citation for you. Let's work smarter, not harder, okay? So make sure you have proper citation so we can give credit to the people who have actually written the article. So give them proper due, okay? So that's the criteria for it. It is student information, summary of the current event article, definitions, at least 2 of them, the importance, why did you choose it, relationship to physics, how is it related to anything we have gone over, and make sure it has proper citations in MLA format, which you can find them in these websites right here. There's a question, is it all going to be writing? Actually, no. There's different ways you can submit them. You can write, you can draw, you can submit a video. There's going to be different versions of it, which I'm going to go over in how to submit in a couple of seconds. So hopefully that answers your question. Awesome. Okay, so let's go over how to submit them. So we have a couple more things left. The next section is how we're going to submit them. And then I'm going to show you some examples, okay? Some examples. There's 4 ways you can submit this project, okay? 4 ways. The first way is a summary paper. Now, like I said, I have examples for 3 of them. So I'll show them the examples in a bit. But the first one is a summary paper. It should be a minimum of 1 page and a maximum of 2 pages. I don't want it to go crazy, just between 1 and 2 pages, because if you all choose this option, I'm gonna have to read a lot. So I don't want to do that much. It has to be standard 12-point Times New Roman font. And it has to be double spaced, okay? So just pretty standard stuff. Make sure you use your own writing skills, grammar, spelling, all that Gucci stuff, okay? So that's one of the ways you can do it, summary paper. These are for the ones who just like to write and want to just make it very nice written, okay? The second way is a Google Jamboard. This Google Jamboard, you can include pictures, drawings, make sure you still follow the criteria, but you can actually make like your own graphic organizer. You can make like your own little like web, and you can make your own drawings. You can attach pictures. You can make it very visual for me if you want to. So this is for the ones who are more visual and want to be a little bit more colorful, more creative, okay? So I give you that option. The third one is a Flipgrid video. If you don't want to write, I understand. You may be sick and tired of writing. I get you. You may do a Flipgrid video. And this one, you have to record a video through Flipgrid, and which I'll have the link for it as well. It has to be between 5 and 10 minutes. So don't make it longer than 10 minutes, but don't make it shorter than 5 minutes either. It takes at least 5 to 10 minutes for you to describe everything in there. Make sure you include everything in the criteria. Make sure you talk about make sure you mention your name, date, and class period. Make sure you give me a summary. Make sure you tell me why it's important. Make sure you tell me at least 2 definitions. So it's a video, but I still want you to verbally tell me the things that are going on, okay? It's like you're presenting to me, okay? So these are for the ones who don't want to write. You can show me any visuals like drawings, objects. I know Flipgrid, you can do a lot of great things with it. So so definitely be creative about that. And the last one is a one-on-one Zoom meeting presentation, okay? So this one is a little bit different. You have to contact me through email, vcastillo@wsst.school, to set up a time to have the Zoom meeting. Like I mentioned in my schedule for the assignments, I will assign those schedules, that Zoom meeting on Thursdays, during our 8:30 a.m. session and our 12:40 p.m. session. So if you email me, I'll set up a time with you that will work best, okay? The meeting will last from 5 to 10 minutes, kind of the same layout as a Flipgrid video. So it will be between 5 and 10 minutes. The only difference of this right here is that Mr. Castillo will ask you follow-up questions. Since we're having a conversation, I'm actually going to ask you follow-up questions. However, when I do ask you these follow-up questions with this option, you have the potential to earn bonus points. Since you're actually doing it in real time with me, I'm actually going to give you the benefit that you will earn bonus points if you choose these options. So you can actually get some bonus points and you can add them to maybe another assignment that you may have not done that great on. Okay, so I always have the option to boost that grade. This is the only option that will offer bonus points. The one-on-one Zoom meeting is the only option where I'll offer bonus points. The rest do not offer bonus points. I have a question. Yes, the one-on-one, can we make a slide? Yes, for the one-on-one meeting, you can have your notes on your piece of paper. You can have a one-on-one slide you can present to me. Whatever you want to do that will best support you and help you, go for it. You can write down the notes on a piece of paper. You can do a one-on-one slide. Anything that will help you with that presentation with me, go for it. So hopefully that answers your question. You can definitely use a slide if you want to, okay? Awesome. Now, before I go into the examples, the different examples that we have, just make sure the assignment is the same as if your assignment is the same as someone else, it's considered plagiarism. Or if you copy and paste it from another source, it's considered plagiarism. Remember, always use quotes. Quotes will save you from plagiarism. Okay. When you submit the assignment, the Google Classroom will scan it and check if you have plagiarized anything. So please do not plagiarize. If you do, it will fall under the plagiarism policy of Western, and this is where I contact the school director, the disciplinarian, your other teachers, and your parents. So please do not use plagiarism. It's a pretty severe penalty. Okay, so be careful. Don't plagiarize. Due date, this assignment must be due by this weekend. Obviously, it's due by this weekend. The assignment is already posted. And here's the grading rubric. Is the same as it has all the stuff that I mentioned. And it's a total of 50 points, okay? Total of 50 points. But if you follow the criteria, you should be able to get those 50 points, okay? Let's go over some of the examples now. I would like for you to go back to Google Classroom. Go back to your classwork tab. And then there is a page, a little section that says examples of different Q1 project ideas. Okay, so I want you to click on it. Examples of different Q1 project ideas. Awesome. I feel like I've been talking so much. I'm so sorry. Awesome. Thank you, Sadi, for being there. So these are different examples. Okay. Remember, you only need to submit one of them. You don't have to do all 4 of them. Just one. Just one. Let's click on the example for the summary paper. One of the ways you can submit them is the summary paper. So click on that. And here's an example of the project 1 summary paper. As you can see, I made an example of oxytocin. Oxytocin is a chemical in the brain that allows a person to feel a deeper connection with a partner. And there's been a lot of research on how oxytocin relieves stress and reduces your anxiety, which I think is a very important thing going on with the pandemic and the quarantine. I feel like we should be cognizant and aware of our mental health. So I thought it was a really good current event to talk about. So as you can see, I summarized the article right here, about 8 sentences. Boom, right. I have my student information, Victor Castillo, that's my name, September 28th, and physics period 1. Okay. I defined 2 words, oxytocin and hormone, because they were mentioned in the article. So I defined those 2 words. The importance, I didn't put the importance here, but just to give you a little glimpse why the current event is important, how does it help you and our society? So make sure you tell me the importance of it and the relationship to physics. I put chemicals have to do with energy transfer, which is discussed in unit 1. Certain hormones will go through a reaction with other chemicals that will lead to a response in the body. This type of energy is always transferred. This reaction generates a synthesis reaction. So this article is related to physics in the way that's related to energy transfer. And chemicals in our body is always transferring energy. So I talked about unit 1. So this is how related to what we have gone over. It's not super big, like you see. It's not really. It has to be super specific. As long as you're able to explain how it's related to what we have gone over. Do you see how it's very simple? Super simple. Look at that. And then I put my citation right here. It was called "Love in the Brain" by Scott Edwards. And then I put the link of the website here in case someone wanted to watch it and read, also wanted to read it. Okay. So you can see it's not super big. It's not like intense. The biggest thing is just the summary. Make sure your summary is pretty solid, and make sure it's in your own words, and make sure you follow all the criteria right here. Okay. So this is the first example, submitting it through a summary paper. Awesome. That's the first way. That's one of the options to submit it. Pretty standard, I feel like pretty basic sometimes. If you like writing, this is right for you. Let's go back to our Google Classroom again, and let's look for the second option. The second option is the Google Jamboard. This is more creative. You can actually make it more creative in your own version. So click on the Q1 project Google Jamboard. As you can see, I actually, I did the same thing that I did in the summary paper because I already had it with me. So I just copy and pasted just because I already did it. But you can do it in any way you want. As you can see, I put my name, my date period, my info, my vocabulary words, my title, my citation. I put some pictures here, how it's related to physics, and a small summary of it. So this is more creative. You can do whatever you want with this, make it pretty, make it in your own version. I like this version because you get to be more creative and have fun with it. So that could help you right here. And you don't have to do just one slide. You can actually do multiple slides if you want to, okay? So I'm actually gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna put, you can use multiple slides, okay? So you can actually use multiple slides if you choose to, okay? So don't feel like you just have to use one of them, okay? You can use multiple slides, okay? So that's pretty straightforward. This is the second option, the Google Jamboard. Awesome. Let's continue. Let's go for the third option. Now the third option is the Flipgrid. There's already a link assignment for it. So if you click on it, you have to sign in through your Western email, which most of you guys have already used Flipgrid. So most of you guys already have an account. And this option is right here. As you can see, Mr. Castillo made an example right here. So I'm not going to play the video because it's about 8 minutes, I think, which is within the 5 to 10 minute mark. But when you have a chance, click on it. And I actually had so much fun with it. I think this is my favorite one because I had so much fun with it, like so much fun with it. It has to be between 5 and 10 minutes. Please don't go over 10 minutes because that's just a lot. If you guys choose to do this, or like most of you guys, that's a lot of videos for me to watch. So make it between 5 and 10 minutes, okay? Click on this and you'll be able to actually watch me doing the Flipgrid. And I'm pretending I'm a student and I'm saying Mr. Castillo a lot. So I really had so much fun with this one, okay? So definitely take some chance to watch this one. It's actually my favorite one. I think it's really, really fun. So this is the third option, the Flipgrid option. You can record a video, you can edit it, and it has to be between 5 and 10 minutes. And you can use any visuals, drawings, objects. You can write stuff on your notebook so you can actually like read them as you're telling me it. Anything that will help you present to me, okay?